Here we have a 2002 Toyota 4Runner Limited. This vehicle has 148,000 miles. Vehicle is in excellent condition inside and out, as well as drivability. We typically don't retail 4Runners with higher mileage like this, even though for the year it's considered average to low. We actually specialize in the 4Runners with very low mileage. We have one right now in inventory, an 02 with 42,000 miles. The reason we decided to keep this car for retail is because of the condition, and more importantly, the service history on the vehicle. It has probably the most impressive service history that I've seen on a vehicle. It has been serviced religiously at the Toyota dealership, has received every single recommended maintenance service there, as well as other services. As you see, for the year and the mileage, the body is in absolutely amazing condition. There are a few little tiny little rock chips here and little issues like that, but no damage whatsoever to the vehicle. Very, very clean, well maintained, well kept truck. These don't last long in this sort of condition. With service history, I actually just had one on eBay this week. It was on there for about 2.5 days before we ended the auction and sold it to somebody, and it had roughly the same mileage as well. So if you're in the market for one, I doubt this one will last a full 7 days due to the condition and the service history, and I'm sure everyone knows when you service these 4Runners, they last forever. As you see, some of the front bumper has the typical rock chips on it. Not a ton, just a few. Nothing major. As you see, all the lenses up front have no oxidation or condensation, anything like that. Hood is very clean. It does have 4 matching Dunlop tires all the way around in great condition. Another thing I want to note on this 4Runner 2 is that it is pretty much 100% rust-free. You're not going to find any on the body or anything like that. Usually the frames on these, certain parts underneath on the undercarriage, have a tendency to get very rusty. If you're Toyota person, I'm sure you're fully aware of that. This truck has the least amount of rust I've seen on a 4Runner for the mileage. You actually still see, it's pretty ironic, the 02, I mentioned kind of the same thing. This is the second one. It's just a coincidence that the timing, I have them in together at the same time, but on the frame on this truck, you can still see the imprints from the factory. See if I can. You still see the imprints from the factory stamping right there, and then you actually see chalk marks on some parts of the frame from the factory as well, which I rarely have ever seen those. Now, I do want to point out, it's not something I have to, but I will. The Carfax on this shows there as being minor damage on the vehicle at some point in time, which I find that hard to believe. One thing that I'm going to show you real quick, let me just pop the hood. Carfax will show that for many different reasons. Any insurance claim, it's going to show that. Whether it's your rear view mirror that gets hit while the car's parked, or your windshield gets replaced, anytime the insurance or the police department or anything like that is notified with the VIN, it automatically gets tagged. But here's why I tell you I find it hard to believe. Number one, there's no previous paintwork on the car. So if it's never been repainted, I don't know how there was repair. One thing I'm going to show you, here's the front fender. It has a factory VIN plate. You can't get that anywhere else but the factory. The hood, factory, it's Toyota. Other fender, Toyota. It's no paintwork either. So it's not only the original panels, but there's no paintwork.